When it comes to anything new or modern that's created in entertainment, damn near all I watch is anime. With a few exceptions, some being My Undead Yokai Girlfriend, which was hilarious, a live-action Japanese comedy series that looks like it could have been adapted from an anime itself, shout out to the main actress, and a South Korean live-action sci-fi series titled Connect, which was really good and interesting, a unique concept of an idea. But still, anime being the main source of my escapism, it's a medium that still does what it's supposed to do.
Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it.
Entertain me.
Think about that.
And when it comes to the Western market, pretty much all I watch is old movies and old shows. It still surprises me how well Japanese creators are willing to explore new ideas, expanding their imagination when it comes to storytelling. Even with South Korea being a big contender with series like I just mentioned, Connect, refreshing ideas like that I just don't see anymore coming from the West. And if somehow a creator does from the West come up with such an idea, they just find a way to somehow politicize it by injecting some overt in-your-face obvious oppression narrative of some sort that somehow connects to our modern reality that we already get force-fed on a daily basis, but anime I just don't get that from. Now, you will get the typical response, yeah, but some of the greatest stories have politics being part of the plot. What are you talking about? And to them I say, you are completely missing the point. There's a difference between having politics that are unique to the story being told, intertwined with the plot, Attack on Titan being a great example of that, and having our current reality, modern day politics completely saturating the plot, drowning it out to where there is no story at all, just a political campaign, and have these narcissistic writers doing self-inserts, including modern day lingo that for me personally is just too world-breaking for me to enjoy. Take a movie like Saving Private Ryan. Yes, it takes place during World War II and a time of political chaos, but at the core of that story, it's about brotherhood, loyalty, sacrifice, and keeping to your word. Those are universal themes that can be applied to any story, but this one in particular just uses World War II to convey it. An example in anime besides Attack on Titan is Code Geass, a story about a lower class of people in Japan who form a faction to rebel against their government being recently invaded and conquered. But at the core of it is a personal revenge story for the main character, who also wants to create a society that's optimal for his handicapped sister to live in. Fullmetal Alchemist, involving a corrupt government that must be fought against, but at the foundation is about a brother trying to restore his younger brother's body, having to join that same government to do so. Darker Than Black, a story that's about two classes of people seeking to wipe each other out, one being used and abused, forced into hiding by the government at large, but deep down it's just about a guy trying to solve the mystery of his long lost sister. Kingdom of Ruin, where you have a government completely outlawing the existence of a body of people being witches, but at the core is about a pupil seeking to avenge the death of his teacher, being completely consumed by said revenge. Undead Unluck, a world full of special ability users that are constantly being tracked down by the Union, which is some form of government, but really is about a girl who longs for any type of friendship but unable to form one because anyone who touches her dies from a natural disaster, causing her to be extremely lonely, until she meets a guy whose ability is immortality, I guess you could say, giving her the potential relationship with someone she always longed for. All of these stories include politics but are not driven by politics, but universal themes that speak to us on a personal human level. And in my opinion, that's what good writers do. Now, there was a time when I would watch everything. Me and my brother would go to the movies every weekend and see a new movie. We just enjoy good stories and good entertainment. But it got to a point where the bad movies just started saturating the market where I just couldn't stomach it anymore. And it's something I noticed when Blade Runner 2049 came out. Great sequel to a classic movie, which is very rare. And after a good movie, I always like to see what other critics thought about it. And I remember I came across one with a reviewer saying, "This movie is misogynistic and sexist." And I thought, where's this coming from? Are we watching the same movie? I was kind of puzzled, and their reason being, Ryan Gosling's character has a holographic girlfriend acting like a 1950s wife, catering to him in every way, reinforcing gender stereotypes. And I'm like, what are they doing? Why are they not reviewing the movie and instead having this political meta conversation about how this lacks representation because it has Gosling being a male white lead? And I'm thinking, can you just review the damn story? And so I noticed that happening more and more, leading to more bad movies. not focused on storytelling, but fulfilling these quotas and scared to offend. And a lot of times I wondered, am I the only one that notices this trend? But I remember Bill Maher having the same take on a movie called I Feel Pretty, where every review was saying the movie is about fat shaming and should have had a woman of color be the lead. Everything but to do with the damn movie itself.
The Hollywood Reporter wrote an article dissecting I Feel Pretty and its questionable message of empowerment. Rolling Stone called it fat shaming, wrote that I Feel Pretty seems so offensive it's frankly exhausting. I think we've reached peak snowflake. The LA Times asked, wouldn't a bolder, more progressive version of the story have cast a woman of color? Oh, for Christ's sake, can't it just be funny?
And this is something I don't have to worry about in an anime, being injected with the same nonsense as Western entertainment has, though they are trying their hardest to do so, and I pray Japan just holds the line on that front. Now, there are exceptions. I did enjoy Top Gun Maverick. I'm surprised a movie like that was even allowed to be made. Deadpool vs. Wolverine, but these come few and far between, and I stopped investing myself into series made in the West. I'm tired of playing that cat and mouse game where one good movie of a franchise released, which instills this false hope that Hollywood has learned their lesson, and then the next 3 movies of that franchise or seasons of that show are complete shit, filled with politically correct nonsense, almost like they're doing it to us intentionally and on purpose, which is why I call it the cat and mouse game. For instance, the new trailer of Daredevil looks really good. It reminded me of the first 2 seasons that were really home runs, more interesting than some of the movies, when Marvel was just good and on a hot streak. Who remembers the hallway fight scenes? Like, my God, they really outdid themselves with that. And then Marvel just got woke, for lack of a better description, with them almost turning Daredevil into this laughing stock instead of the serious grittiness character we loved. And this new trailer looks like they're going back to the essence. But again, the cat and mouse game I am so tired of, the false hope. I noticed that they'll make a trailer seem like what most fans want, and then by the 3rd or 4th episode is when they start introducing the bullshit. Or by the 2nd or 3rd season when they find out they had the audience hooked, it's like they fire all the good writers and replace them with activists. That's a pattern I've also noticed, where it makes me say, you know what, I'm not even going to waste my time investing into whatever garbage is being produced. And anime isn't playing games with me like that. Japanese creators make it their duty to please their fans. And I'm not saying they don't fall short sometimes, but there's a difference between missing the mark and intentionally not even aiming for the mark. And if anything, despising the mark, spitting on it, wishing it never existed. The mark being the fans. So I hope I made my point clear with this. Anime gives me escapism. Good storytelling, good characters, interesting worlds, attractive and cool looking characters unafraid of gender stereotypes, exploration of the creator's imagination, and most of all, provides variety that serves many audiences. Where Hollywood feels like everything is written by the same hack activist writer, and audiences are tired of it. But due to these narcissists, they'll refuse to ever course correct, I assume, which is why anime must be protected, because it's one of the last sources of just good entertainment. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. Do you feel the same? Is anime all you watch, like me, damn near? Have you noticed the cat and mouse game as well from Hollywood? I'm curious to know. If you haven't already, check out my music on Spotify. If you love those Samurai Champloo lo-fi mellow boom bap vibes, then my music is definitely for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.